Welcome back to my channel, Thrifty Day. On today's episode, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm doing an updates video. I just have a lot that I've been kind of putting out on social media, whether it's Instagram or Patreon or TikTok or Facebook, and I feel like it would be nice to do a video where it's all here, that everyone has access to all the different information that I'm trying to get out there to you. So that's what this is. I'm just going to start by saying the biggest, kind of most exciting news in my world anyway, has been that I started a Patreon, and I'm very excited. It's something I've been saying I'm going to do forever now, and never did. So one day I was like, you know what, this is the day. I'm going to research it. I'm going to figure it out. And I'm going to do it. So I did. It was just last week, and I already have a good amount of Patreon members, which is very exciting. So if you'd like to join that community, it's linked below in the description box. And it's gonna be a much more sort of authentic and freeing place to create. Freeing rather. Did I say fleeing? Freeing. Freeing place to create. I've already loved creating content over there because it's just much more natural. It's me just talking and creating and sharing, and I'm able to answer questions and comments, and it doesn't get lost in the algorithm. It doesn't get lost in direct messages. It doesn't get lost talking about orders on Etsy. It's actually just a place where it's a nice little tight-knit community, and it's really fun. So there are, I believe, 4 different tiers. You can start for as low as $5 a month. You'll have access to all my content with that $5. Most people are choosing to do the $10 tier, and that's a really great tier because you get pen pal mail from me every month. It's not just a one-time thing. You get it every month. And one of my upcoming videos, I just asked a question on there if they wanted me to keep it a surprise, if my Patreon members thought it would be fun to keep that pen pal mail a surprise, or if they wanted to see how I'm putting it all together. So that's the new thing for today, and it's really fun. So if you're on Patreon and you're a member, go ahead and answer that question, because I'm going somewhere fun tomorrow, and that's likely where I will be getting your ephemera that I plan on putting in your pen pal mail. I'm excited. So anyway, go over there, let me know what you think. And so that's the first thing. The second thing is content and what it's gonna look like. What it'll look like here on Instagram, what it'll look like here on TikTok, did I say here on Instagram? Here on YouTube. What it'll look like on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. My plan is to put the longer, chattier, more authentic creation videos on Patreon. That platform allows for longer videos. It allows for chatty videos. And I think the people that are there are the ones who really want the longer, more involved tutorials and content, behind the scenes stuff. Somebody even sent me a message today telling me they wanted to see my dogs. You're my favorite member. So that's what's going to be over there. If you're looking for the longer, more detailed DIYs, if you're looking for the behind the scenes, if you're looking for live craft nights, which I plan on starting weekly, probably next week that'll start. I'm going to do live crafting nights. So if you're looking for that sort of a community with ideas and techniques and really quality step-by-step, nothing rushed, nothing edited. It's going to be real-time, step-by-step videos. And because it's a much tighter knit community, I'm able to offer one-on-one help on Patreon. So not only do you get the DIY, you get the one-on-one help. Like people wanted to know what X-Acto knife I was using, or where I purchased glue sticks, or things like that. I'm able to give my answers. Now, are they always going to be the answers you want? Not necessarily, because sometimes I can't tell you where I got things from, or things are vintage and I can no longer get more, or I don't even remember the store name because I bought it 10 years ago. So it may not always be the answer you want. I do want to go ahead and preface it with that, but you will always get an answer. And if I know, of course, I'm going to give you an honest answer. And you will, of course, have my assistance. So if you're struggling with a technique, or you're not understanding, or you can't find the product in your stores, I can help give you an alternative. I can work with you through that technical issue you're having on that specific tutorial. So you'll get my assistance. That's what you get on Patreon. Longer, more detailed, chatty, live craft nights, and just a lot more content, So that's what's on Patreon. Here on YouTube, I'm gonna still be doing DIYs. I will still have journal with me's. But they won't be as long, they won't be as detailed. And I think what I'm going to transition to a little bit here on YouTube is doing less chatty. It'll be more with like soft music behind, more relaxing sort of videos. And the reason I have my journal here in front of me is I already have a complete flip through of this journal live on Patreon. And it's a nice long chatty version where I kind of tell you all the details of all the ins and outs and the little goodies that are in this journal. I do plan on putting one here on YouTube, but it won't be quite as long and it will likely be set to music. I know some people like chatty versions and some people like music, just flip through versions. So hopefully that kind of hits the bases. So very soon there will be one of these, a flip through on YouTube, but it will be set to music. So just so you know. And also my journal with me's, I will continue to post them here. But like I said, they'll be much more condensed. They won't be real time and they'll be likely set to music. So let me know what you think about that sort of transition in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts because I still want to accommodate people here on YouTube. I love the YouTube platform and the format, but I'm trying to kind of cover bases and meet the needs of as many people as I can. So that's my plan for YouTube. And of course, there'll still be DIYs here as well. Moving on to Instagram. Instagram is a tough platform because I don't know that they know who they are yet. So they want, I think reels and pictures, everything just kind of gets very lost in an algorithm, which doesn't mind, always bother me. I'm not someone to be worried about getting likes. That's not something that concerns me. But I know that a lot of times people tend to miss information, especially as it pertains to Etsy drops, or just information in general about how to get my products or how to see my DIYs. So Instagram will likely stay the same. I try to post reels. I try to post as many Etsy drop updates there in my stories and on my feed. So Instagram will stay very much the same. My only note about Instagram is I've had a few people message me not so happy because I don't respond to their direct messages. Now, in reality, I'm responding to in the upwards of probably 30 to 50 direct messages every single day. I do my best to answer them as much as I can. Now, the problem with Instagram is that on your notifications and in your direct messages, after so many, they drop off and I don't see them anymore. Or if we've never messaged on Instagram before, it goes to 2 separate albums that I have to look in. Like one is for people I don't follow and one's another one of new followers. I don't even know how Instagram decides what folder to put them in, but if I'm not actively checking that every hour because so many also get dumped over there, I never see them. So that's not something I can really apologize for because I don't have the time to keep kind of trying to figure out Instagram's way of working things. But that is the problem with direct messages. So unfortunately, I cannot promise that your direct message will be seen or answered. And then especially last week when I was selling on Instagram, oh my gosh, I am still tired from that week. My goodness, it was so hard because Instagram messages would drop off and I was trying to make sure I was opening as many as possible so that I was answering as many as possible, but then they were dropping off faster. So it was a bit of a zoo, but I think I made it work and I think everyone was able to claim everything that they wanted. But it's also why I started using Facebook more because I was able to actually see comments and it wasn't going as fast over there. Therefore, I could get to those direct messages and comments much faster. So Instagram will remain the same because I don't have a plan to sell on there indefinitely. So Instagram will stay the same. I'll be posting DIY reels, behind the scenes. All of my Etsy drop information will always be over there and it'll stay much the same. So Instagram's the same and I apologize if I didn't get to any of your direct messages at any point in time. It is not on purpose and it's not selective. I really do just try to go down the line. So the best way to get a hold of me is via Etsy conversations if it's about your order, and only if it's about your order, or to leave a comment on my feed. That's really the best way because if I see it, I do try to go through those. I can respond and even send a direct message that way. So commenting, truly the best way. Actually, now Patreon's the best way, but I understand that may not be in everyone's budget. So leave a comment, and usually the ones on YouTube I see, and Facebook. So that's Instagram. Instagram will stay the same, and TikTok will stay the same. TikTok is still just going to be short DIYs, short little funny videos, short little flip throughs. TikTok will remain the same. Facebook's going to change only because I will be going back to Etsy. My Etsy shop will be reopened. It actually, by the time this video is live, it's already open. And I'll be doing weekly drops. That also won't change. Weekly drops will stay the same, and I'll preview everything on Instagram stories, and I try to put it on Facebook too. The only thing that will change in regards to Etsy and Facebook is that I'm going to move all of my books from Etsy over to Facebook. So I will have albums of books on Facebook. They're already there, and that way you can kind of peruse the albums. And as they sell, you can just claim them right on there. Don't leave your email there though, just write claim on there, and then we can send a message back and forth via Facebook. And I'll get an invoice sent your way, and they'll ship. And the reason I'm doing that is it's much easier and much cheaper to sell books that way. To be able to sell them on a platform that isn't Etsy, because Etsy's fees and even the shipping that they charge is just astronomical. I have my Etsy shop so that Etsy actually calculates the shipping. And so they charge a lot of money, which is just unnecessary. So what I've decided to do is move all of my used books over to Facebook, and that way you can kind of look at your leisure time. I will always share the new books that are going into the Facebook albums on Instagram as well, so you'll be able to see them there. But from now on, all of my books will be available on Facebook, and I will send invoices, via PayPal, just like it worked this past week. And then I will delete those books as they sell. So if you claim books in my previous Facebook sale, it's going to work much the same. So that's the difference with Etsy and Facebook moving forward. So just to recap, Patreon is now live. It's linked in the description box below. You can join for as little as $5 a month. There'll be lots of long, chatty content there. We're going to be a tight-knit community, and there will be live crafting nights and just tons and tons and tons of detailed content. YouTube will be a little bit less chatty, but there'll still be DIYs, tutorials, flip-throughs, and journal with me's. Instagram will stay roughly the same, lots of updates, lots of photos, lots of behind the scenes. TikTok will remain the same, really short and sweet tutorials and DIYs. And Facebook will now have all of my books in albums and available for purchase, and I will send invoices for the books you were interested in. And my Etsy, of course, is reopening. When this video is live, my Etsy will already be reopened, and I still will have weekly drops of journals and ephemera and all sorts of goodies. So I think that's about it. I do have some live events coming. So if you're local to the Southern California area, my plan is to do at least once a month throughout the summer, if not twice. So I'm very excited about doing some live events where I'll have all of my vintage goodness. There's just so many fun things coming. So if you have any questions about anything I said, please leave it in the comments below. Like I said, the best way to get a hold of me is just to leave a comment. I do my best to get back to you on every other platform, whether it's Etsy messages or direct messages. And I guess I'm just feeling so lucky that so many of you are here and want to learn and want to ask questions. And I wish there were 25 of me that could be more dedicated to answering thoroughly and quickly. So I'm just very grateful. I'm very grateful for all of you and how patient you are with me and how much grace you give me. And I feel very lucky to be able to create. And I hope that I do my best to share what I know about crafting. I mean, I'm self-taught. This isn't something I went to school for or took classes for. So I really am kind of doing my best, just sort of plowing through figuring out social media, figuring out how to post, figuring out Patreon. So just figuring it all out. And so, but if you have questions, leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer them. I'm going to try to be really diligent, especially if there are any comments after this video, because I would love your feedback. And I really do love feedback. I know a couple times, you know, I've gotten some negative feedback, and that's okay too, as long as it's said kindly. If it's constructive criticism, I'm happy to take it. I don't like negativity, and that's not something I'll tolerate. But just because you think it may not be something I want to hear, that's okay. You could leave that too, because that's what feedback is. And as long as it's constructive and as long as it's kind, I'm happy to listen to it, and I'm happy to try to adapt to accommodate, because that's why I'm here, because I want to keep creating for you, and also while keeping myself fulfilled and happy in my creativity. So leave a comment. I'm excited to have a conversation with you, and let me know if you have any ideas for future content, because I'm always all ears for that too. So I hope you have a really great day. I don't know how long this was. Hopefully it wasn't too long, but thanks for tuning in, and have a great day.